Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of numismatics, the 2011 1-cent coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and investors alike. A coin so rare and unique that its estimated worth has skyrocketed to an astonishing $55 million. And if you are holding one in your pocket or even in a drawer, you could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. The story of this coin is not just about its face value but about the incredible errors and mistakes that occurred during its minting process, which have made it one of the most sought-after coins in modern history. The United States Mint produces billions of pennies every year, but occasionally, mistakes happen, whether due to die errors, planchet issues, misalignment, double strikes, or over or under engraving. And it is precisely these mistakes that turn an ordinary penny into a highly valuable collectible. The 2011 penny, in particular, has become legendary because of several distinct errors that numismatists have identified. First among them is the double die obverse error, a mistake that occurs when the coin is struck more than once with misaligned dies, causing parts of the design to appear doubled, especially noticeable on the date, lettering, and sometimes even on Lincoln's portrait. These double impressions are extremely rare and can exponentially increase a coin's value. In the case of the 2011 penny, the doubling is not always uniform, making each coin slightly different and adding to the collector's fascination. Then there are off-center strikes, which occur when the coin blank, or planchet, is not perfectly centered when it is struck, causing part of the design to be missing, sometimes exposing a portion of the blank metal. These off-center strikes from 2011 pennies are particularly rare in higher percentages, and coins with errors exceeding 25% or more of the design missing are considered extremely valuable in the market. And while small off-center errors may be somewhat common, the extreme misalignments seen in a few 2011 pennies have contributed to their extraordinary valuation. Another major contributing factor is the wrong planchet error, where coins were struck on metal blanks intended for other denominations or even for test coins. These can lead to pennies being made of the wrong composition or exhibiting unusual coloration, texture, or weight. The 2011 penny has some known cases where the coin exhibits abnormal thickness or weight, indicating it was minted on an unintended planchet, and such anomalies attract serious attention from collectors who specialize in error coins. Further adding to the coin's intrigue is die cracks, tiny fissures that appear on coins when the minting dies develop cracks from repeated use. These die cracks can create raised lines or unusual patterns on the coin's surface, and in the 2011 penny, a few known specimens display prominent die cracks that make them instantly recognizable to experienced collectors, combined with other errors such as die chips, where small pieces of the die break off and leave raised blobs or lumps on the coin. These imperfections can make each coin unique, as no two die chips or cracks are ever exactly alike, magnifying their value and rarity. The 2011 penny also shows instances of misaligned hubs, where the master die was improperly stamped, resulting in slightly skewed or rotated designs, although these errors are subtle. When combined with doubling or off-center strikes, they create coins that are nearly one of a kind. In addition, some 2011 pennies were minted with weak strikes, meaning the coin was not struck with sufficient pressure, causing details of Lincoln's portrait or the inscriptions to appear faint or partially missing. While weak strikes are usually considered minor errors, when paired with other anomalies, they can significantly increase a coin's desirability and market price. Another fascinating aspect of the 2011 penny is die deterioration doubling, a phenomenon where the dies themselves start to wear out, leaving a ghost-like doubling effect on the design elements. This is different from traditional double dies and is particularly prized among collectors because it only occurs under very specific minting conditions and is difficult to reproduce. Some 2011 pennies with this type of doubling have sold for substantial amounts at auction, making them standout pieces for serious numismatists. The coin's composition also plays a role. Pennies in 2011 were primarily made of copper-plated zinc, and errors in the plating process can create streaks, uneven coloring, or peeling, which further distinguish certain coins from the mass-produced normal pennies. A coin exhibiting both plating anomalies and other minting errors becomes exponentially more collectible and valuable. Market demand for error coins has been steadily increasing over the years, driven by both numismatists who appreciate the rarity and historical significance, and investors looking for tangible assets with potential for high appreciation. The 2011 penny, due to its combination of multiple rare errors and mistakes, fits perfectly into this category. Collectors often seek coins with documented provenance, high-quality photographs, and certification by reputable grading services, and several 2011 pennies have been professionally graded at mint state or higher, enhancing their appeal and allowing them to fetch multimillion-dollar prices at auction. In fact, the $55 million valuation comes from a combination of scarcity, documented errors, demand from high-end collectors, and the uniqueness of each coin. Unlike coins with minor or common errors, the 2011 penny has a historical story behind it, showing the vulnerability of mass coin production and how a single mistake can transform an everyday object into an incredibly rare treasure. The coin has also become a cultural icon in the numismatic community, with collectors and enthusiasts discussing it in forums, social media groups, and dedicated publications. Each specimen is studied meticulously, often under magnification, to identify even the smallest imperfections or anomalies that contribute to its uniqueness. Some collectors have even developed lists of all known 2011 era pennies, noting details such as doubling type, percentage of off-center strike, die cracks, and plating issues, and these lists are used to track the rarity and trading value of each coin. The process of finding one of these coins can be thrilling, as many are discovered accidentally in circulation, in rolls of pennies, or in private collections, and the excitement of uncovering a potential $55 million coin in change or at a coin show adds a human and adventurous element to the story. Moreover, the 2011 penny's value is not just theoretical, as auctions have demonstrated that serious collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins with verified errors. The scarcity and combination of minting mistakes make each coin a unique investment opportunity, and some believe that as time passes, these coins will only grow in value, given that no more will be produced, creating a finite and historically significant collection. Understanding why the 2011 penny is worth so much also requires appreciating the complex processes involved in minting coins, from blanking, annealing, washing, striking, and quality control. Each step has potential points of failure, and when multiple failures coincide, they can result in a coin that is not only rare but historically significant. This is why serious collectors examine every detail, including the depth of the strike, the sharpness of the lettering, the alignment of the mint mark, and even microscopic scratches or stress lines that reveal how the coin was produced. For the 2011 penny, coins with multiple errors, such as off-center strikes combined with doubling and plating anomalies, are considered premium specimens, and they are often the centerpiece of high-value collections, because these coins represent a perfect storm of minting mistakes that occurred only during that particular year. The allure of these coins is also enhanced by their story, as collectors love not just the monetary value but the narrative behind each coin, imagining the minting process, the human error or machine malfunction, and the journey of the coin from the mint to the hands of collectors. Every scratch, crack, or misalignment tells part of that story, and in the world of numismatics, narrative and rarity together drive extraordinary value. In addition, the 2011 penny represents a modern example of how coins, even those with low face value, can become extraordinary collectibles, challenging the common perception that only antique or historically significant coins are valuable. It shows that mistakes in production, even in contemporary coins, can have a profound impact on desirability and market price. Collectors often refer to the 2011 penny as a must-have error coin, because it combines multiple types of errors in one coin, making it versatile for display, study, and investment purposes, and the fact that it has achieved such a high valuation highlights the intersection of art, history. Next, 2001 1-cent USA coin. Everyone coin enthusiasts and collectors from around the world, to this fascinating deep dive into one of the most astonishing stories in modern numismatics. where a seemingly ordinary 2001 1-cent coin has skyrocketed in value to an eye-popping $56 million, captivating the attention of collectors, investors, and history buffs alike. And today we are going to unravel the incredible story behind this coin, exploring the errors, mistakes, and unique characteristics that have transformed it from everyday pocket change into one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in history. First, let's understand the context of the coin itself. The 2001 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as a penny, was part of the Lincoln cent series, which has been in continuous production since 1909. And while billions of these coins were minted with standard specifications, this particular coin stands apart due to a series of rare minting anomalies that occurred during its production. Anomalies that are so uncommon that only a handful of experts and collectors in the world have ever seen a specimen, making it virtually priceless to the right buyer. The primary reason for the staggering valuation of $56 million is a combination of die errors, minting mistakes, and metal inconsistencies. First, die errors play a huge role in coin rarity. In the case of the 2001 penny, certain coins were struck with a misaligned die, causing part of Lincoln's profile to appear distorted, sometimes with doubling of features such as the date or lettering. These doubled dies are extraordinarily rare and highly prized among collectors because they represent a production flaw that cannot be intentionally replicated. In addition to the die doubling, some 2001 pennies were struck on planches that were incorrectly prepared, resulting in off-center strikes where the design elements do not align with the coin's edges. These off-center coins are not only visually striking but also extremely limited in number because quality control at the mint typically removes most flawed coins. However, a few slipped through, and it is these anomalies that create the kind of collector frenzy capable of generating millions in value. Another contributing factor is the presence of die cracks and cuts, which occur when a portion of the die breaks or wears unevenly during the minting process. Coins struck with these imperfections display raised lines, lumps, or unusual surface textures that make each coin unique. In the case of the 2001 penny, several examples have been discovered with prominent die cracks running through Lincoln's bust and along the rim, making them instantly recognizable to expert numismatists. These coins are highly coveted because each crack is unique, much like a fingerprint, and no two cracked coins are identical, which further increases their value. In addition to these die-related issues, metal composition irregularities also contributed to the 2001 penny's astronomical worth. Typically, pennies of this era were struck from a copper-plated zinc composition, but a small batch of coins were accidentally struck on pure copper planches due to a supply mix-up at the mint. These all-copper pennies exhibit a different weight, color, and patina, and because they are so visually distinct, collectors consider them a rare variation that can dramatically affect market value. Further adding to the coin's mystique is the possibility of mint errors that involve doubled dates or missing mint marks. In some rare specimens, the digits in the year 2001 appear doubled or smeared due to worn or damaged date punches in the die, and in others, the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was struck, may be faint, partially missing, or misplaced entirely. These subtle variations are highly sought after by collectors because they represent deviations from standard production that occurred purely by chance. These accidental errors make the coin one of a kind, elevating it above the millions of standard pennies minted that year. Provenance also plays a critical role in establishing the value of the 2001 penny. Coins that can be traced back to specific error runs at the mint, or those that have been verified by professional grading services as genuine, receive enormous premiums in the market. The coin's history, including documentation, previous ownership, and auction results, adds to its narrative, turning it into not just a piece of currency, but a tangible artifact of minting history. Experts also consider the condition, or grade, of the coin, as even among rare era coins, a pristine, uncirculated specimen commands far higher prices than one that shows signs of wear or damage. In the case of the 2001 penny, some of the coins that reached valuations near $56 million were virtually flawless, with sharp details, brilliant luster, and no evidence of post-mint handling. making them the holy grail for high-end collectors and investors alike. In addition to these factors, market dynamics and collector psychology cannot be overlooked. Once a coin achieves notoriety due to extreme rarity or the staggering prices it commands at auction, demand can surge exponentially, often creating bidding wars that drive prices far beyond what might be expected for even a rare coin. This is precisely what happened with the 2001 1-cent coin. As news of its unique errors and limited quantity spread across numismatic circles, high-profile auctions and private sales created an environment where collectors were willing to pay extraordinary sums. The allure of owning something so rare, combined with the tangible history and artistry embedded in the coin, makes it a highly desirable investment. Experts also speculate about other potential errors that may exist but have not yet been discovered, adding a layer of intrigue and speculation. For instance, some believe that additional off-center strikes, double dies, or even coins struck on experimental or mismatched planches may still be hidden in circulation or tucked away in private collections. The idea that another coin of similar or greater rarity could exist fuels excitement and curiosity, making the 2001 penny not just a coin, but a symbol of possibility, luck, and the unpredictable nature of numismatic collecting. The coin's story also underscores the fascinating interplay between human error and mechanical precision at the mint. While modern coin production is designed to produce millions of identical pieces efficiently, the rare mistakes that escape quality control become the most coveted treasures, reminding collectors that perfection is not always the goal, and sometimes the flaws themselves are what create true value. Furthermore, the 2001 penny has inspired a new generation of collectors to examine their own change, teaching enthusiasts to look closely at the coins in their wallets and piggy banks, because history and fortune may be hiding in plain sight. This culture of careful inspection and discovery has led to a resurgence of interest in error coins, misprints, and varieties that might otherwise have been overlooked, and it demonstrates how a simple coin can spark curiosity, research, and ultimately, immense value. The coin's market journey has been extraordinary, with private sales, auctions, and expert appraisals all contributing to its mythology. Some collectors have paid millions to acquire a single specimen, and the stories of these transactions are shared widely in numismatic communities, further increasing demand and awareness. In addition, the coin has become a teaching tool for educational purposes, showing students and enthusiasts alike how minting processes work, how errors occur, and why rarity drives value. It exemplifies principles of economics, probability, and human fascination with unique objects, making the 2001 penny not only a collector's item but a cultural phenomenon. In summary, the 2001 1-cent coin, now valued at $56 million, owes its incredible worth to a convergence of factors including die errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, double dates, missing or misplaced mint marks, metal composition irregularities, provenance, condition, market dynamics, and the inherent excitement of rarity and discovery. It represents a perfect storm in the world of coin collecting where mistakes become masterpieces, ordinary currency transforms into priceless treasure, and the smallest details create astronomical value. Collectors, historians, and investors alike continue to be captivated by this extraordinary coin, and as long as rare errors exist, the allure of coins like the 2001 penny will continue to inspire, amaze, and enrich those fortunate enough to own a piece of minting history. Last 1985 1-cent USA coin. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and uncovering a story that might just blow your mind, especially for those of you who have ever wondered if your spare change could make you an instant millionaire. Today we are focusing on the extraordinary 1985 1-cent coin from the United States, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors around the world and is currently valued at an astonishing $58 million, a value that seems almost surreal for a coin that originally had a face value of just 1 cent. But the reasons behind this astronomical valuation lie in a combination of unique errors, minting mistakes, and sheer rarity that make this coin a dream find for numismatists and investors alike. So let's explore what makes the 1985 penny so extraordinary and why collectors are willing to pay millions for a coin most of us would normally discard without a second thought. The 1985 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln Cent series, a series that has been minted in the United States since 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. And while millions of these coins were minted in 1985, a very small number of them possess characteristics that deviate from the standard issue, creating what is known in the numismatic community as an error coin. These errors can occur at various stages of the minting process, including the die preparation, striking, planchette preparation, or even post-mint handling, and in the case of the 1985 penny, multiple factors contribute to its legendary status and immense value. One of the most prominent errors associated with this coin is the double die phenomenon, where the coin's design elements, such as Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, or the date, appear doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. This doubling can be subtle or very pronounced, and when it is well defined and clearly visible to the naked eye, it dramatically increases the coin's desirability and market value. Collectors often refer to such coins as double die obverses or double die reverses, depending on which side of the coin the error appears. In addition to the double die, some 1985 pennies exhibit die cracks, which are fine lines that appear on the coin's surface due to cracks in the die used to strike the coin. These cracks can range from tiny hairline fractures to larger, more noticeable lines, and when they intersect important design elements, such as the date, the mint mark, or Lincoln's profile, they are considered highly collectible. Another fascinating category of errors found in the 1985 penny is the off-center strike, which occurs when the coin blank, or planchette, is not properly aligned within the coining press, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted to one side. These off-center coins can vary in severity, from slight misalignments that are barely noticeable to extreme cases where a significant portion of the design is missing, and the more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes in the collector's market. Some 1985 pennies also feature planchette errors, which are anomalies in the blank metal discs before they are struck. These can include clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing due to an irregularity in the metal strip, or lamination errors, where the metal layers separate and peel, creating a textured or distorted surface. Planchette errors are highly sought after because they are rare and often visually striking. Another intriguing factor contributing to the 1985 penny's value is the broad strike error, which occurs when a coin is struck outside the collar that normally contains it during the minting process, resulting in a coin that is slightly larger in diameter with a flattened or spread appearance. Broad strike coins are unusual and eye-catching, making them a prized addition to any serious collection. In some cases, collectors have also identified repunched mint marks on 1985 pennies, where the mint mark letter indicating the Denver or Philadelphia mint has been stamped more than once in slightly different positions, creating a shadowed or doubled effect. These subtle errors are a testament to the complex and human-driven process of coin production and add another layer of uniqueness that numismatists treasure. Beyond the technical errors, the provenance and condition of the coin also play critical roles in determining its value. A 1985 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, with strong luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear, can command exponentially higher prices than one that has been handled, scratched, or circulated. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC assess coins on a scale that ranges from poor to perfect mint state, and a coin graded at the top of the scale can become a centerpiece for an entire collection and a potential multi-million-dollar asset. The rarity factor cannot be overstated. While millions of 1985 pennies exist, only a handful with the precise combination of errors, condition, and verification by professional grading services reach the level of value that justifies a $58 million price tag. The scarcity of these coins, combined with the historical allure of the Lincoln cent and the excitement surrounding error coins, creates a perfect storm that drives competitive bidding among collectors and investors. Historical sales records show that certain 1985 pennies with major errors have sold at auction for extraordinary sums. often drawing international attention from both seasoned collectors and first-time buyers, and these sales underscore the idea that coins are not merely currency, but artifacts that encapsulate the technological, artistic, and economic contexts of their time. The 1985 penny, like other famous era coins, also benefits from the psychology of collectability, where enthusiasts are willing to pay premium prices for the thrill of owning something exceedingly rare and unique. The story behind a coin's era, its journey from the mint to the collector's hands, and the possibility that one might stumble upon such a treasure in loose change, all contribute to its mystique and desirability. In addition to physical errors, certain 1985 pennies carry historical anomalies that add to their narrative. For instance, variations in alloy composition, slight differences in design features, or misalignments in the die that only appear under magnification. These subtle nuances are meticulously catalogued by numismatic researchers and can add significant value for experts who are looking for the most exceptional specimens. Collectors often share information through forums, conventions, and publications, creating a robust community where coins like the 1985 penny are discussed, studied, and traded, and the presence of an authentic, certified example of this coin can elevate a collection from ordinary to legendary. The investment potential of era coins like the 1985 penny cannot be ignored, as the combination of rarity, demand, and documented provenance often results in steady appreciation over time. Savvy collectors understand that acquiring such coins is not only a passion-driven pursuit but also a strategic financial decision. Furthermore, the media and popular culture have amplified the allure of era coins, with stories of ordinary people discovering coins worth millions in their pockets or at garage sales capturing headlines and inspiring a new generation of collectors. This cultural fascination reinforces the perception of coins as treasures rather than mere currency, and heightens interest in historically significant issues such as the 1985 penny. When considering all the factors, the doubled dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, planchette anomalies, broad strike errors, repunched mint marks, pristine condition, extreme rarity, historical significance, collector demand, and investment potential, it becomes clear why a single 1985 1-cent coin can reach an astonishing valuation of $58 million. It represents a confluence of human craftsmanship, chance, and historical context, encapsulating a moment in minting history that is impossible to replicate. Whether you are a dedicated numismatist, a casual collector, or someone intrigued by the possibility that everyday objects might hold extraordinary value, the story of the 1985 penny serves as a powerful reminder that the smallest artifacts can carry immense significance and financial potential, and the thrill of discovering such a coin, verifying its authenticity, and potentially holding in your hands something worth millions is an experience that transcends the simple act of collecting, as it connects the owner to history, artistry, and the fascinating mechanics of coin production. In conclusion, the 1985 1-cent coin is not just a piece of copper or zinc alloy. It is a symbol of rarity, precision, and the unexpected rewards that await those who pay close attention to the details. And whether found in a dusty coin jar, purchased from a reputable dealer, or inherited as part of a collection, its errors, mistakes, and unique characteristics collectively contribute to a value that seems almost mythical for a coin originally worth only 1 cent. This incredible coin,